So, Cherie, I think in making the closing remarks, I do want to say that you have brought a ray of sunshine into the usual kind of perspectives that commercial arbitrators and arbitration counsel and users have in this field, which is usually a purely commercial perspective. And I think it's heartening for you to illuminate us with different perspectives on how we can look at it. In particular, you added a new acronym, ESG, environment, social, and governance. Essentially, you spoke to us about the importance of, in running our businesses all across the globe, that it's important to keep a keen finger on the pulse of human rights concerns, fair treatment, corporate governance, environmental concerns. And and the more we do this, the world we live in would be a better place for us and for generations to come. And you spoke to me about, in particular, I wasn't aware of the Hague Rules on Business and Human Rights arbitration until I read your speech when you sent it to me in advance, which was introduced on the 12th of December. Now, that's something that I think all of us, in whatever space we are in the arbitration space, need to adopt, become experts in, and the corporate lawyers need to know that. So, as you said, when there are, big producers entering into contracts with suppliers and manufacturers all across the world, they need to incorporate these threats, and that's what you've emphasized, right? They need to be aware before they can then put this. I read up a little on it to recover from my ignorance. I noticed it's a 5-year work. A lot of work has gone into it, so it behoves us to be on top of our game by knowing about it and knowing the various avenues by which we can aid businesses. And as you've said, it's not an option, it's a necessity in the world that we live in now, right? And you also spoke about ISDS, about the fact that states need to be alive to the use of counterclaims, because again, states need not be passive, need not be in a position where they're being attacked, or at least the perception of being attacked by investors. They're in a position to enforce ESG concerns, because a lot of these investors may well not have taken the ESG concerns, their corporate social responsibility seriously. And thank you for reminding us of the Ubaso case, the Argentine treaty arbitration case in 2016, where the tribunal, you reminded us, upheld the fact that investors would have, such as a claimant in that case, would have a corporate social responsibility as part of their legal obligation, including human rights obligation to honor human rights standards. So now, I think coming back to the thread of what we were talking about, one of the things that legal commentators across the world are talking about is the fact that because of the life as we know it has come to a shutdown, the flow of money, the movement of people, commerce has come to a grinding halt. So one of the things that we're going to see is a tsunami of disputes. A disputes pandemic is going to hit us after this viral pandemic. And so it becomes all the more important for people to really focus. We hear a lot of voices from courts, from arbitral institutions, from governments, that all of these disputes, please do not have the perspective of Attila the Hun, right? The perspective that one has been having, this aggressive, as you say, winner takes it all approach, right? Where I go for you and no quarters taken, I get the most aggressive litigator, I get as big a budget as I can, and I wage war against you. And you're right. I mean, that ignores the fact that we are all interconnected. We all are better off doing trade with each other. We are all better off having a conciliatory, dialogue. And hopefully, this pandemic will teach us that, because really, we don't have the time or the money, and it's counterproductive to be clogging the courts up with all these disputes. Rather, it's best we sit down and come to a compromise. And so, perhaps, we hope with the lessons that you've shared with us, with the insights that you've shared with us, I think practitioners all across the world will be reminded that it'll be a better world without compromising your client's interests in taking a more, enlightened approach to dispute resolution, That's something at the heart of the institute. And we want to thank you, Cherie, for taking your time. A lot of work has gone into your paper. It's obvious. We want to thank you. And I know 1,700 people signed up, and then we closed it at 1,700 all across the globe. And on behalf of the viewers who are here with us and the CIArb, and all of us at the CIArb, we want to really thank you from the bottom of our heart for taking the trouble to join us and to honor Derek Roebuck in this 10th lecture. Thank you very much, Cherie. Thank you.